Just about to say hello.
How you doing?
Rain, how are you? Victor, Italio.
I'm good. I'm good. Hey, Mr.
Hi.
Witz.
What's up? It's Hello. Good to see you, brother.
To see you
Well,
too.
peace and blessings, beloved family. Thank you all for joining again. Welcome for another amazing episode of Who's Naked Up in Here. I'm your host, Mr. Witch, alongside my fabulous.
Uh-oh. Mr. Witz?
I'm here. Can I fade it out? Can you
There
see
you
me?
go. Yeah, there you go. We
Did I
good.
did I go mute? Did I lose sound as well?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well let me reintroduce
It's fine
myself.
now. It's fine now.
Awesome, thank you. So again, thank you all for joining. Welcome to another amazing episode of Who's Naked Up in Here. I'm your host, Mr. Witz, alongside my fabulous co-host, the amazing gifted. Everyone, please unmute yourselves and greet each other the way we do as family in this room.
Yeah,
Hi. How you sir? What you doing?
Hello, everyone.
we made it to Wednesday.
Yes, another another amazing Wednesday. We have made
I'm naked tonight, actually. I have a piece that I mentioned
I
get
love
naked
it.
on
I
it.
love it.
it.
So this will be perfect.
I'm
Awesome.
glad you're back, Jane. Awesome.
Yes, welcome to everybody. Thank you all for joining. I know this has been a trying month. This whole month has been like um overwhelming at times, with emotion, um stressful for some of us. But we gotta find a pleasantry in our being here. And
Yeah, I took it out. Oops, sorry guys.
you're fine, you're fine. Um, I just wanted to say, don't let life weigh too heavy on you to where you miss out on the joyful things that are happening in the present time. Um, we're going to just jump into some poetry tonight to try to get some energy in the room, all right? So you all are familiar with the space. So all those who are willing to share tonight, please hit that emoji, hit the reaction button, raise your hands so I can see you, and I will most gracefully come across the screen and be sure to acknowledge you. Um, I just ask that everyone keep their mics muted until the speaker has finished speaking. You are welcome to utilize the chat room as often as possible. Um, and I insist that you do that just to keep each other's spirits lifted during some of these conversations, because some of our works as poets can be hard. All right, but let's keep each other lifted. Um, I'm going to start off tonight. Can you all still see me? Yes?
Yeah.
Awesome. Yesterday, I played catch with my younger self, tossed the ball as if to exchange the lead, the control between the youth and me, and the one who would do the adulting. Catch when you're young is easier to commit to. Time spent juggling that unnoted next move is easier to do what you want when it's not what you have to do, like taking out the trash or fixing a door hinge, cleaning baseboards and the bathroom toilet, making sure your family eat. Responsibilities we overlook until we realize how responsible that you are for you. and how you want, and how your want underrides your have-tos. If playing catch meant I could replay my youth, I'd toss a ball back and forth to myself in clocked speed perimeters. I do my damnedest to meet a glove with every toss, fisting the dirt off my mitts in replay, giving myself a pep talk. I'd ask, at what age do mistakes fade? I try to find the ball in my pen, ink drawing out the line to distance, the adult line from yesterday's kid in me, as if I could throw back and forth responsibility, often exposed with in many drop balls. I recall the diagnosed holes in my hands, fumbles I had to get up and dust off from, overrun by paths I decided to fun in. I knew back in my youth, I was an awkward catch. Bony, brown-skinned, tall, ashy-kneed boy with an appetite for clumsy, starting at the feet, too fidgety to sit, to seat with, to seat with defeat. It takes a different type of risk to find your own pitch. I began counting the stitches in my catcher's mitt, curveball and sliders, knuckleball pitches, slips that made through the fingers of my rawlings, 216 stitches of the ball. And every drop I picked up myself. You'd be surprised what you do hang on to, especially when your fists have found discomfort repeatedly pounding the glove in the stomach. When your catch and throw goes uncoached, the probability of your feet plant on a mound or any base lie in the hand of your dedication. It's right then my younger self began to fade, ball in hand, coming out of the glove, as my own cocked back arm to throw me the ball dissipates in a mist. I left myself with these final words. You have all you need to relate in your ship. And after you achieve great sacrifice, you will find greater accomplishment. Peace.
Wow,
Beautiful piece. Really.
beautiful.
Amazing,
Very
piece,
dope.
Mr. Witz. So powerful. Your words just, yeah, everything, always. You lead us with your words. I love it.
Thank you so much. That piece was inspired by a movie, but it made me look into myself and think back to when I was young. And if I could tell myself anything, what might that be? But it's amazing how we continue to grow until we reach our demise. So it's an ongoing lesson. This piece right here is inspired by a conversation with my food dog, Nemo. It's called The Wizard. An elder once told me that someday I'd understand just how powerful I am. He said one day I'd learn to control the enchantment within the wand of my pen. He told me there's a cast on my tongue, a spell binding that can script in a notion. The syllabus in my word usage sentences, universal volume in my tone. He said, when that day comes, not only would I understand, but I'd know exactly what was meant for me to do with it. The powers I willed always showed potential in contusions. For a long time, I knew there was a magic inside of me, a fireball forming throughout my body, pitting from my heart to the breach of my fingertips, tingling from my mind down through my toes. The more I study, the bigger it grows, feeding off the knowledge stored. And one day, it will make me a master of sorcery. As my body became a library, a biblioteca of alchemy, every cell scrolled documentation of my life, along with those who had grown around me, even those who died. I was fueled by information set ablaze. Each page I chased the words off keloid branded within a written scripture onto the flesh sheet of my soul. Now everything I speak is a spell casted. Everywhere I look is a burning bush, fighting to quiet the inferno in my stomach, while I know they can smell the smoke on me. How do I extinguish a forest fire with flames at my tongue? I was born to be an Aquarius, a bearer of water, but I'm cauldron brewed in special quality. So every stream is a teapot whistle. I'm a man, magma's paving a map onto my spit, nothing short of volcanic lava. My wordplay, an enchantment. When I recite anything, there's a magic inside me, a fireball breathing, smoke inside my exhalation. I could throw a flame without even trying that could burn out a residential area. I may have seen too many find their demise. I must have over-obsessed in all I read. Big eyeball with the sorcerer's word, scripts transitioning me into a wizard. Every thought I speak is a spell cast, etching my story in history. I wonder how they will view me when they look upon my pages. Will it be the magic or my heart that captures them? Will they be freed or possessed by its captioning? Maybe it's best they just burn my book and warm themselves over its blaze. Peace.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
That's
Love
pure
that
magic.
piece, bro.
Pure magic right there.
Beautiful poem.
Beautiful. Just beautiful work, both pieces.
Thank you. I know y'all poets. I hope I wasn't too metaphoric. You got lost in translation. Nemo, you remember the conversation? I thought you would.
Absolutely. I'm still working on the other side of that conversation. So yeah, I do.
Mr. West, your metaphors are always such a meal, but they sustain you, make you think. That's beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you for receiving me. And I love y'all for always coming and sharing this space with us. Let's keep the energy flowing. Y'all please open up your hearts and your mics and show some love for General Lissimo Brian Franco.
Thank you so much.
Ooh,
Let's
go.
Oh,
Let's go.
Magnolia poem.
You got it, honey. Thank you, Mr. Witz. This is always such a wonderful space to to read and hear other people's poetry. So so the first piece I'll do is this piece called it was actually published in a journal for out of Nashville. I can't no, I'm not remembering the name of it. I'm sorry. The Tree That Hugged Its Humans. The first house my parents bought, 11 Burton Drive in Atlanta, Georgia, was a split-level brick house with a magnolia tree in the front yard. The first and only house my parents built, 305 Fernhill Court in Mobile, Alabama, was a larger split-level brick house, oaks and pines dotting the backyard. As a surprise for Mom, Dad had a juvenile magnolia planted in the front yard. Rita Ann Paplanis Franco, aka Mommy Salami, was awed by magnolia blossoms. Unbeknownst to her husband, aka Good, this tree was male, which didn't bloom, but it grew tall with twisted, gnarled branches, leaves as large as my adult hands, rich, forest green, crisp, slick, shiny, with velvety, soft undersides, as beautiful and aromatic blossoms of magnolias are. The leaves give them their iconic strength of character. My mother's tree is now 41 years old, tall and wide as a New England town square Christmas tree. When Mom moved to a patio home in 1993, it was half its current size. I believe pieces of my family's souls live in the tree. The roots are my father digging deeper in the ground yearly, providing stability season after season, milestone after milestone, hurricane after hurricane, barbecue after barbecue. The branches are my brothers and myself. The longer they grew, the more offshoots they produce, the more life we lived, crushes, first dates, bar mitzvahs, graduation, college, adulthood. Mom is the leaf, soaking in sunlight, nourishing her tree with unbridled love, absorbing ever-present rainstorms that plague Mobile, Alabama, and turmoil that beset our family. Rita, or A-Tier as Good called her, was a force to be reckoned with and was never without a hug for anyone in her family. After Mom died, I flew into Mobile from Maine. I asked my brother Paul to drive by the house. The tree was magnanimous. Paul stopped the car for a minute. We stared at a chunk of our history, then left for the funeral home to view the body. I knew if I walked over to the tree and touched a leaf, I would have been touched by my mother's soul, a soul that would find it impossible to not hug her son from the afterlife. And I'm going to do one more old poem, which
That was
is
last line is deep. I'm sorry. The
No, go on.
the very last line is very deep. I was about to say that.
Thank you very much. So the next poem I'm going to do is I was going to do the watermelon poem, but I think I'm going to do this other poem. This is the perfect location to make sun tea. I never knew home till I lived 35 years. I never knew home till I knew Maine. Mobile, Alabama was a place I always felt out of place in. Even the home my family lived in, my safe haven, my sanctuary from all else in the port city. Pines, oaks, dogwoods, and the male magnolia in the front yard. The backyard we mowed with a Yazoo mower, the stack of firewood anchored between 10 trees, the stone fireplace in the family room with orange shag carpeting, the handmade fleur-de-lis Spanish tile in the entry hall, the living room for art's sake, sloped ceiling, vaulted walls, semicircular contemporary velvet sectional sofa from the store in New Orleans, statue of David, decades of collected art, the best room for an escape from everywhere else, Ruff's favorite room. In the end, the house was a place to leave after Dad died, a place that felt cavernous and empty without him to man the grill making black magic shrimp and shish kebabs, or steaks and lamb chops Mom bought after expiration and froze. Home was a love that did not exist outside that address anywhere else in that town. Even Mom's new zero lot line patio home lacked what 305 Fernhill Court offered. She retained her momness, but her new house never became haven or sanctuary. Not till after I existed 35 years when I stepped foot in Maine. Even though I experienced paralyzing depression, anxiety, and loneliness at times, I finally discovered home. I felt a paintbrush become an extension of my hands. My mind mixed colors exclusive to my art. I planted seeds that turned into food and flowers. I learned that dirt is as important as the air I breathe. Poetry infused itself into my soul like loose leaf orange pico in a 2-liter glass pitcher of spring water steeping, sitting patiently in the sun, waiting to be poured over a strainer into a tall glass of ice on an Alabama sweltering summer afternoon. Thank you.
Nice touch at the end. Love it.
Thank you.
You are such an unequaled storyteller. Amazing.
That was beautiful.
Gracias.
Those are two beautiful reads, Generalissimo.
I want to drink like lemonade.
One of the lines that really resonated with me is dirt is just as important as the air I breathe. I love that line. I love that metaphor and the truth in it.
Well, you know, when you start growing food and flowers, there's something so visceral to your existence. And you have all these things that not only are beautiful and delicious, but you can share them with other people. And that's the biggest part of it all, above gardening, I think, sharing.
Yes, sir. Beautiful. Sorry, I thought I was on the screen. I didn't realize I was off the screen, but definitely, I truly agree with you. That was beautiful. And like everyone said, that in that first piece, that final line, um, uh, connecting with your mom was so dope. Can you reiterate that for me?
Give me a second to pull it back up, sure. Where was that? Right here. Paul stopped the car for a minute. We stared at a chunk of our history, then left for the funeral home to view the body. I knew if I walked over to the tree and touched a leaf, I would have been touched by my mother's soul, a soul that would find it impossible to not hug her son from the afterlife.
Powerful. That was powerful. Phenomenal. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Y'all show some love for Generalissimo, please.
Wow.
Let's go. Let's go.
Always love
Awesome.
hearing your work, Generalissimo.
Beautiful read.
Thank you for reading. That was beautiful.
Yes, so let's keep this energy flowing. Y'all open up your hearts and y'all mics and let's show some love for the amazing escape artists.
Yeah, escape artist.
I'm going to read this one. I think I read it last week, but I wasn't really finished. I finished it since last week. So, yeah, I'm going to read it again. It's a little sad. But it is what it is. Here it goes. It's called Dr. Creation. The words are swarming to the back of my throat. I have nothing to say. They're forming lines in my fingers, crowding my wrists, fogging my arteries. They're just doing what they know to do. But I don't want to write, don't want to feel, rather be plagued with writer's block than write these type of poems. I sit in this hospital helpless. I don't know how to save her. My grandma was right. I should have been a nurse. But I decided to be an artist, a doctor of creation, breathing life into my dying spirit, nursing this ego to be able to breathe on its own without the help of the poisons the pharmacy deems medicinal. And these instruments I claim have saved my life will do nothing for hers. The way pencils have sutured wrists and pens have bandaged hearts, how colors have been the oxygen in my lungs. They say art is a healer, the only healer I've ever known. And yet, not a metaphor I will write is experienced with saving this kind of life. Not a hymn I will type can bandage these type of wounds. Each time we are here, the reaper gets a bit closer. I take my fiddle and I bargain with him, barter whatever goodness I have for a little more time, time that is often less than I bargained for. There is nothing left to trade. I am all bitter, all anger and feral blame. They tell me to have hope. Hope is not a miracle worker. Never went to medical school. The seeds of hope I have planted are just food for the scavengers, the ravens, the crows, the condors. They pick at whatever is left of this weeping spirit, tearing apart the faith from my bones. I sit here sifting through the raging waves of words, banging on the fingertips of the quills on my palms, with my pens and my pencils and my poems all melting in my hands, thinking about how my grandma was right. I should have been a nurse. That's the first one. The second one is not finished. I'm still working on it. But I like to read my unfinished poems, helps me finish them. Here we go. I'm depending on the art. Sorry, I'm depending on art to heal the broken bones I write these poems with. To correct the sagging spine I've been dragging around in bags made of paper. The Messiah is somewhere between the web of my fingers and the back of my eyelids. A belief that makes folklore quiver. Sometimes God hides in my tongue, but I need him to be present in this brain, leaking of grief and denial. This heart beating the life out of my veins like it's giving me something to cry for. I need this art to save me once again. Need these pencils to draw me a new happy. This needle and thread to sew my living back together. I've been spending my days with dementia. Forgot what it is to breathe life, to breathe without life floating on the breeze of my breath. Forgot what it is to be a creator. I need God to show me how to Genesis, how all he had was darkness to paint with, and still let there be light. These days, I'd be hanging off the cliff, and this pen be the only hand strong enough to keep me from the plummet. Ink refusing to let me sink, won't let me down no matter how close I get to the sun. This lead in this pencil be my therapy, be my palace of peace. The only thing sturdy enough to straighten this vertebrae I've been dragging around in sorrow. The blueprints flying around in my brain are the only things that comfort me. I need this art to save me over and over again. Thank you.
Ooh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I love it. I
Amazing.
love I need God to show
Fantastic.
me how to Genesis. I love that line. Thank you.
Beautiful poems.
Indeed, absolutely beautiful pieces. Forgive me for not having more input. I have some family come in and they're kind of busy on me. But shout out to those who have just joined us. Mary Ann Peterson, Kazi Kaz, welcome back, my brother. Artie Fox, Uncultured Asian. Good to see you all tonight. Black Silver 47. Shout out to all you. Um, for those who are here for the first time, this is an open mic. This is a safe space to share. If you find yourself in that place that you would like to share with us tonight, there's a reaction button at the bottom of the screen. If you click on that, you can raise your hand. All hands that are raised will be acknowledged that they will want to share. And as we come across the room, we will certainly get you up. You all show some love once more for Escape Artists, please.
May I say something? I just want to say that first poem had me picking my heart up off the floor after you read it. So it was just so spectacular and beautiful.
Thank you.
And your grandmother, I'm sure, I don't know if she's still around, but I know that she's proud of you. So
Thank you.
So I love it. Let's keep each other lifted, especially during these times. It's a trying time in this world, let alone this country. So let's continue to keep each other at our highest points. Okay. Let's keep this energy going. Y'all, please open up your hearts and your mics, and let's show some love to my brother Italo.
It's low. Let's go.
My brother Italo, what's good, my brother?
Who's that? Who's talking?
It was Artie, bro.
Oh, Artie, there you go. By the way, I wanted to welcome also Darshini. She's Optimistic Devi. Thank you for coming through. So yeah, I'm gonna share this piece, right? It's called Trigger Warning, and that's your warning. Okay. There's in 4 parts. Viewer discretion is advised, is the first part. Trigger warning. Viewer discretion is advised. Read the warning labels. Notice the signs. Ripping off the labels. This poem may contain themes that will trigger you. Matter of fact, I hope it does. Life does not give you any warnings. Trauma slap you across the face. They tell you, don't you dare cry. Do you even try? Be a man. Never show that you're afraid. When you needed someone, no one came to your aid. They never came for me either. We simply stopped waiting. Part 2. This is called You Did Nothing Wrong. I felt naked and afraid. Naked and afraid. Like in my nightmares. Many in real life, some of them I just made up. Not even knowing why I'm not up. Where's my courage hidden at? Trigger warning. Read the fine print. Pay attention is what I meant. Don't just follow the herd or the trend. No longer lost boys. We're now grown men. Don't allow shit to happen to you. Reality can be bent. No need to repent. You did nothing wrong. You did nothing wrong. You did nothing wrong. Trigger warning. Feelings surfacing. I know what they've told you. There's simply no time. Not for your feelings. Meanwhile, feelings swallow me whole. Nobody listens. I may as well be talking to a wall. I feel emptiness and depressed, anxiety and loneliness. I'm in my feels and all, stuck in a black hole. Days pass by, nights follow. These clouds still hanging around. Cause the world doesn't stop for you. It goes round and round. Part 3, endangered species. Trigger warning, nobody cares. Crying their tears, projecting their fears onto someone else. Don't ever believe them. Your feelings are valid, not false. I know what you've been told. I know you don't quite feel safe. Sensitive men are rare, endangered species. Putting ourselves together after our hearts got broken into pieces, trusting strangers in the past, calling themselves family, quickly turning around and stabbing you in the back. So you put your guard up. You pay close attention these days. People act out in wicked ways, but you have every right to doubt. Trust your triggers. They've helped you survive. They make you feel alive. 4, get naked. Here's the fun part. Listen up. Our time has come. No more sugarcoating shit. Let it all air out like dirty laundry. Stinks inside and out until you can't ignore it, no doubt. Can't disguise the pain. I had to figure that out. When reality gets too real, you best get prepared. Don't adjust your TVs. No need for repair. This ain't no reality TV. It's real life. Let it be. Take ownership of your life and remember that it's okay not to feel okay. Okay? I'll stop this poem right there. Meanwhile, get naked and stop being afraid. You got my number. Call it. Don't hesitate. No trigger warning. Thanks for chiming in. Don't believe the labels. Don't even bother. I believe you're able. You got this, my brother. Remember, you did nothing wrong. You did nothing wrong. You did nothing wrong. It is not your fault. It is not your fault. It is not your fault. Peace. All right. Lower them. I don't know how to lower my hand.
Oh, you good, Italo. Thank you so much for that. I appreciated those pieces. My uncle um said something to us when we was young. And he says, no matter what you do, you're right. Even when you're wrong, you're right. And it took me some time to understand that. And what I realized is we live a life of cause and effect. And through human interaction, there's an emotional change. And when someone affects you in a way and you respond naturally, then that's the way you were supposed to, because that's the way it made you feel. So it's about understanding the interaction and then what you do in response that either brings you closer to God or push you further away. So I like that. I like the connection and how you ended that with you did nothing wrong. I appreciated that. Thank you for that.
Yeah. Well, I was told this in therapy, and I remember how it made me feel. So I wanted to convey that part because not many people say that it's not our fault. Even though we know it, nobody has told us this quite often, or maybe never. So
Beautiful shit.
Hey, real quick, I'm sorry if I may. I just want to say thank you so much for that. I really needed to hear that, especially what I've been going through for these past few months, man. You hit the nail on the head with that. Thank you. Thank you. Word up. Thank you. Awesome.
Yes, Victor, I was going to tell you that I love the fact that you said it's okay, not okay. Making that declaration, especially like I told you before, as I'm coming from a man's perspective, because it's not easy for you all. I know a lot of men were taught that they should not express their emotions or their feelings. So I appreciate you being strong enough and vulnerable enough to say that it's okay not to be okay, and sharing that with others so that they too, especially our men, know that it's not a weakness to show your emotions and share them. So thank you.
well, especially this month is I don't know if you guys are aware. I wasn't aware until this year, so it might be a new thing. But
Yeah.
June is actually Men's Mental Health Awareness Month.
Okay.
That's why I wrote that piece.
Well, very well. I like it. And naked and afraid. Thank you.
Indeed. Indeed. Thank you, brother. Y'all show some love for Italo one more time.
Yes, yes. Woo!
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, and sorry I missed the Zoom the other night. I really planned to be there. Life has been real consuming this week, and just like I said, this month has been a heavy month. But we're here, man. And I think that's what's important, man. We connect when we supposed to.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. So big love. All right, let's keep the energy flowing. Y'all open up your hearts and y'all mics once more for my food dog, the phenomenal Nemo Soon.
That's it.
Nemo.
Awesome.
Let's go,
Nemo.
That's it.
Thank you, Fu. Thank you, everyone. It's amazing to be here. Thank you, Italo, for your vulnerability. Thank you, everyone, for your vulnerability. Without it, we don't have the catharsis we all need so badly. I have two microtriptychs. Microtriptychs are 3 thematically connected micropoems. And these kind of fit together as well. The muse comes only when she chooses. Though sometimes I spot her when I'm working with words. She often barges in when I'm trying to listen, or she'll light a fire while I'm falling asleep. Her movements graceful, while her footfalls are frantic. I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and its rider was shame, flesh made of ash, dug from smoldering pits of self-hatred, gown woven from failure's feathers, little beads of criticism, and guilt was with him. I come downstairs to find my bad brain drinking coffee and reading the funny pages. The room smells of stacks of disappointment and the pungent dregs of shame. He shifts in his chair as I step over and around the boxes and the laundry he's strewn in my way. Although he moves his face closer to the pages, I can sense his attention pulling on my shoulder blades as I try to shrug it into place. I know he's feeling for his chance to slide up behind me so he can slip his frigid fingers around my heart and underneath my balls, gripping not like a lover, not like a practitioner, no, as the possessor who keeps and does not share. He wants us to be alone with our pain. We dance each morning like 2 old lovers vying to lead, as he tries to convince me to stay in and shut the curtains and find a screen, and I fight my way to the door. I cannot help but smile when I hear him scream as I drag him out into the light of the possibility of love. And the second, I'm living with a ghost of myself. Empty picture frames and coffee table books with smiling kids who look like me, but I'm not there when they're laughing. Or maybe I'm just out of frame. I used to slip out to get some air because I couldn't breathe in her atmosphere, nor she in mine. So the apparatus always got in the way, clunking when we tried to kiss. For 20 years, I sat at the stoplight near my home, watching the leaves change and the trees turn into forests of pharmacies, always turning left, blinker clicking on and off, and watching clouds while waiting. Now I go straight through the light and silence, driving home and away from where my heart is. I wasn't ready. Stacks of yesterday, dusty discs stored dusty with memories stuffed between. lonely socks with partners long ago discarded, 2 small shirts I've been keeping for something that isn't gonna happen, a pair of my daughter's shorts she's grown out of. I found a souvenir from a honeymoon that doesn't matter anymore. Pictures I can't see, music I can't play, memories that don't fit anymore, tears that won't stop coming, falling on clothes I'll never wear again. But somewhere past the pain, I can feel something stirring. I can feel the healing process starting. I can feel the wound beginning to close as I unpack the remnants of another man's life. Thank you.
Come on, Nemo.
Nemo.
That shit was amazing,
Oh,
Nemo. As
Yeah,
always,
I
bro. I
love
wanted to
that.
hop off the mic after the first poem to tell you how crazy it was, but you went so fast into the second one, bro. Just thank you for the energy that you always come with, Nemo. I'm in an odd space in my head right now, and I just need to hear good, genuine poetry, bro. And you never disappoint, bro. And that shirt fire too. So, double time for that, man.
Thank you so much, Artie.
That was fucking fabulous, Nemo. As always, man. What really hit me was the line when you said, tears falling on the clothes that you will never be worn again. Was it your daughter will never wear again? Or was it you
Yeah,
right
both
now?
my daughter and myself. I even found some of my son's clothes.
Right, right. And it was another line too. It slipped away from me just that quick. But just powerful, bro. Just powerful as always, bro. I appreciate you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, everyone. I love being here.
I'm off the screen again. Sorry, I don't know. Every time I think I'm speaking, I think I'm on the screen, but I keep forgetting to click that image. But yeah, great work, bro. Great work. Yeah, y'all give it up for Nemo soon one more time, please.
Good work, Nemo, man. Good work as always, bro.
That was great, Nemo.
Oh, there's the
Woohoo!
line. You said something
Awesome.
about living, looking at another man's life. What was that? I lost it, but it was something
Unpacking another man's life.
impacting another man's life. Oh, powerful, powerful.
Thank you.
And
I'm so excited that I found Nemo out of all places here.
oh
Sorry,
wow.
that's a joke.
No, that's dope. That's dope.
It's actually a very old joke because Nemo in Latin means nobody. So finding Nemo is finding no one.
I like the line that you said you have to fight your way out the door. That's true for me in a lot of days. If I don't make it out the house in the morning, I'm not going anywhere.
Mhm.
So I felt that.
Yeah. That's the beauty of this art that we all involved in. We can all find ourselves in remnants of the message. There's a piece for us all within there if you just listen, you know. If you listen deep enough, you'll hear it. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you again, Nemo. All right, let's keep this energy flowing. Y'all, please open up your hearts and your mic for my co-host, the gorgeous, fabulous, very um, busy, the community activist, gifted.
Thank you. Stop making
Yeah.
me, don't make me blush.
Yay.
Go gifted.
Oh,
That was a hell of
the
an intro
best.
too.
Right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Gorgeous, gorgeous.
Always a pleasure. Thank you, Victor. It's always a pleasure to be here. Just collective energy, the collective thoughts that sometimes go unspoken. And so it's always a pleasure. Thank you all. All right. Tonight my phone died, so I am going to do something that I almost never do, which probably should. I'm going to read from my book. And this, Mr. Witch said something earlier, and I was marking like, what could I read? And something he said, and now I can't even remember. But I had a little post-it here, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna read this. And then when he said it, it confirmed it. So here we go. It's called Put Your Fingers Here. So this book, My 30, I'm talking a lot tonight, but anyway, is a collection of prompts, different prompts that I wrote to during the month of April, National Poetry Month. And so this prompt was actually write a poem about the first line of a conversation that you had today. And you'll see what happens. This is called Put Your Fingers Here. Put your fingers here. Press down. Feel the pressure from your pulse, pushing you in a direction you're unsure you want to be. Uncertainty swirls about, doubts blind your climb, wandering aimlessly. Where's a smile and delight of your plight, barring clear understanding of your aspirations? When will all of this oppression end? When will all of this despair be gone? When you stop looking back. When you stop looking back at the burned ashes and allow the wind to catch your wings so that you can fly. See the daylight of your path. Raise your head from your inhibitions and soar into your greatness with confidence. Put your fingers here. Do it. And press down. Feel the pulse of your still beating heart. There's still time as long as you have breath and you feel your pulse. That's that piece. And if you don't know, I was at the doctor's office.
I'm feeling my pulse right now.
There you
Honestly.
go. There's still time. Chase your dreams. Do the things that you want to do. All right, and this next part, this next piece is a new piece that I did this weekend, and I would love to share with you all. So I need you all to unmute, and I put it in the comments. I want you to, y'all remember that song by the Jacksons? Can you feel
Can you
it?
feel it?
Can you feel
Can you
it?
feel it?
Can
Oh,
you
that one.
Can you
feel it?
feel that?
Come on, let's go. Let's go, everybody. Can you feel
Can you feel
it?
it?
Can you
Can you
feel
feel
it?
it?
Can
Can
you
you
Can you
feel
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 it?
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 Hey, I love it. Dum, 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 dum. All right, we're gonna get it going. That was cool. All right. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Bellowing up inside you like thunder shooting up your spine. Change. An altered state of mind, allowing the beauty of who you are, and who you are is who you're supposed to be. Uncontrollable time ticking and taking flight. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Lifting you off your feet in the face of struggle, in the face of strife, receiving the power of thee. One beat, two beats, three, it won't stop. Change. How can you fight the wind? Pushing you out of the storms as you're dancing, gliding and flying with the breeze. Slowly taking shape within you. Emphatically embracing all of your scars, that are now fading into new skin. Change. The future's in the air. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Rising and shining in the unspeakable joy of you, yourself, free, just to be. No one gilded, no gilded words that will wall your glow, the glow of your shine. So shine, because instantly you'll just know the step into the rays of you. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Change. Rest in peace.
I can feel
That
it.
was beautiful.
I can
Can
feel
I always
it.
love your
it?
Can
delivery.
Can
feel
you feel
it.
it? I just want to do a feel good piece. Yeah, that's right, Jackson Fives, and also want to still continue to send prayers and good wishes and vibes to Megas. So yeah, can you feel it? Hope we all walk away with that feeling. Thank you.
Thank you, Queen. Definitely appreciate the uplifting pieces coming through tonight. Like I said, we all have to do that, keep each other up. It's these are trying times, and there's no sign of things getting any easier, you know. So the most we have is each other, and we have to know that there's nothing that money can buy that can be more meaningful than our togetherness. And we have to remember that everything that we have, everything that we need is in us, is us. And that was what your work did tonight. Thank you so much, Gifted. Y'all show us some love one more time, please.
That was wonderful, Gifted. Needed
It
that.
was beautiful as always.
Absolutely, absolutely necessary too. Yes, yes.
I can still feel it.
Thank you. Thanks.
Mm.
So let's keep this energy going. Y'all open up your hearts and your mics and show some love to Marianne Peterson.
Marianne.
Let's go,
Marianne.
Marianne.
Hello. Okay, this one is called Soul Food. I wrote on the 24th of this month. Music is food for the soul. Poetry is food for the soul. When you get love from others, it's food for the soul. Having knowledge can be food for the soul too. All these are a type of soul food. That's it for that one. Next one I'll read is called Three Wishes. I wrote on the 23rd of this month at 12:18 a.m. Eastern Time. If I were to have three wishes, I would wish for something good. I would wish for peace on earth. I would wish for people to heal from trauma. I would wish for happiness for all. If I were to have three wishes, I would wish things for other people, not myself. That's it for that one. Then the last one I'm going to read is called Dementia. And this one I'm reading for a specific reason. My husband's Aunt Diane has dementia, and she was recently found incompetent to make her own decisions. So my husband and his brother Ethan have to make decisions for her now. And this one is called Dementia. Dementia isn't easy to deal with. You lose sight of the person you used to know little by little. They lose their way. Dementia affects everything. They forget how to do things. They forget who they knew. They can even forget who they are. It is sad having to see someone you know go downhill. That's it for that one.
Yes, thank you, Marianne.
Thank you, Marianne.
Wow, Marianne.
Very
Thank
much. Thank you.
yeah,
As
Thanks.
one,
Sorry to hear about your husband's sister.
yeah.
Aunt, not sister.
And the heart.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. But
So
again, it's the uplifting that's happening. That's how we keep each other. You know, one thing we know is our bodies are just like vehicles, they're not forever. but the spirit of us can be.
Mm-hmm.
And this is when we carry each other, when we speak of each other, and that's how we keep each other alive, even in that absence. And I'm feeling that so much in this room tonight. Thank you for those words, Marianne.
You're welcome.
And thank you for creating a sense of awareness. We don't often speak about dementia, but it
Yeah.
has affected so many people
Yep.
within families, and I too have experienced it with my grandmother, so I totally understand.
Uh-huh.
And it's something that we need to be aware of. So I'm proud of you, Marianne, for putting in the work and then sharing that awareness.
Thanks.
Just keeping you and your family lifted. Thank you.
Thanks. You're welcome.
Yes, definitely. My dad who passed from dementia 2 years ago, rest his soul. It's amazing, like what you said, how you just completely don't know the person and they just forget who they are, they forget who they know, and you just watch them literally just deteriorate right in front of you. And it's amazing how a mental disease can kill a body. It's just mind blowing. But no, yes, thank you for mentioning that.
You're welcome.
I was gonna say something, but I'm gonna leave that out because I don't want to make this about myself. But that was very important message in there. So I'm gonna just let that live, let that breathe, and receive the attention that's necessary. Hey, Mama Betty, thank you for joining us tonight. Love in the hat, love in the hat. That's what's up. Yeah. Y'all show some love for Marianne Peterson one more time, please.
Let's go, Marianne.
Oh,
Always good.
Marianne.
Yes.
Great work, Marianne.
Thanks.
Right, let's keep that energy flowing. Y'all put your hands together, open up your hearts and your mics and show some love. Welcome back to our brother, Kazi Kaz.
Let's go, God.
Hello. Yes, thank you for having me. It's been a minute. Been going through some things. It seems like everybody's going through some shit lately. I don't know what's in the air, man. But I'm still alive and breathing. So I can still spit some poetry. But I haven't written too much lately, I will admit. This piece which I have here is actually the only piece I've finished in the past like 2 months. So my brain hasn't really been on here, but this is fairly new shit. It's titled Eloquent Tears. When a newborn cries, it's because of all of the lies it's been told before its first breath even arrives. And when the children sing, it's because of all of the pain they're still trying to hide, that still stings, resonates, and forever resides in the ringing of their ears as it scornfully thrives to keep every possible fear ever known to man alive until every human that exists ultimately dies. I wonder, did Adam reprimand Cain for having slain Abel? Or was Cain enabled by Adam and Eve getting it on in the stable at the time? At the time of my brother's keeper's horrendously heinous crime, meant to ultimately define the ultimate design of this and every single other forcefully designed and irrevocably maligned civilization within the systematically broken state of mankind. I've come to unfortunately find my way to the bottom of the inordinately unkind truth, which I inevitably had to search for and comb with a fine tooth. I do, however, wonder why the weeping willows wept. What was it that could have caused them to so uncontrollably cry such an unfortunately unholy lullaby as I reveled in the slumber in which I so peacefully slept? And my dreams, they have nightmares of waking up in the midst of falling. They cry out in the middle of the night, but no one can seem to ever hear them calling. It's like the greatest fears have fallen on the silent cries and deaf ears of all of the tears that continue to keep falling. I'm in a highly fragile state of mind at this very delicate point in time, during this heroically stoic voyage of mine, in which hopefully I can poetically open the closed eyes of the more than regrettably and hopelessly blind. Fortunately for the world, my intestinal fortitude forces me to keep on going and keep trying. So it's not like I have any other choice in this divine melting pot of a celestially misaligned concoction cosmically designed to quiet the power of my voice through the adoption of evil's universal design. I swear this poem's on the verge of making me start crying. Honestly, I'm not lying. Every day my tears continue to keep steadily applying the pressure, which ends up resulting in me ultimately defying the signs of the times tables, which I've been silently unable to define in these unjust and harshly unstable times. Like the fables of history. But see, my spirit has spoken, confirming that my heart has been shattered more times than it's ever been broken. So I gotta remain smoking and stay open to the idea that hope can always be revoked and sent away on a boat floating from here all the way to Hoboken. So I'm gonna definitely need some tokens for the toll it's been taking on my heart that has been breaking. But no matter what, I still know that I can never relinquish hoping. Thank you.
That was
Ozzy,
dope. I love that.
your wordplay is
Thank you. Yes.
Nah, thank
Yeah, I
you,
love
bro.
your flow.
Thank you so much, bro. I love your word choice. I know people always speak on word play, but I love your word choice. I think as poets and as people, we all live different lives and have different things that inspire us to speak and use the words we do. And as Black men, sometimes we lower our vocabulary because the people around us might not be able to understand it, or you don't get a lot from it. But thank you, bro, for being a strong Black man in your own. And I can hear the different journeys you took in your life from just a poem. That's what I love about poetry, bro. So thank you for that, bro.
Thank you. I appreciate that greatly so much. Thank you. Thank you. Yes.
Yes, well said, Artie. Well said.
Yes.
And Kazi, that was a great share, man. It's good to have you back. We've been chatting, so I know it's been a trying time for you, and you probably missed a lot that's been going on in the community. Quite a few of us have lost some loved ones. You know about the Vegas fighting for his life. It's this month alone
Wow.
has been very, very heavy on our community, which is why we need each other. And I do understand sometimes that things are just that trying that you need to step back to preserve your own energy and your own sanity. But we truly, truly need each other. That's how we continue to exist and pull ourselves out of those dark spaces. Sometimes the journey isn't yours to take alone. So, just heed in that, man. And know that you love, brother.
Thank you. I know it. I feel it. I feel it, man. I appreciate all the talks we've had behind the scenes, and man, just patience and understanding, and just your ear, man, and everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I love being here. Man. I missed y'all, man. I missed this, man.
Miss you too, brother.
Yeah,
we
we
definitely miss you, man. Y'all show some love to our brother Kazi Kaz one more time, please.
Way to go, Kazi.
Thanks for that. That was awesome.
Thank you.
That's what's up. Before I introduce this next gentleman, he's going through some trying times as well. Just losing someone very, very dear to his heart, who helped him to become the great man that he is. So when I ask you all to please unmute your mics, I expect to hear all your voices. Lift this brother with all the energy and spirit that's in this room. Y'all please show some love to our brother, the amazing Artie Fox.
Artie.
Yeah.
Hey, Artie. Rap your poetry.
Yes.
How y'all doing? Hopefully everybody feeling good, doing good. I appreciate you, Witch, man. I'm not gonna lie, if not for poetry, I don't know where I would be right now. I've never felt the feeling that I feel right now, but through poetry, I've been able to find other ways to not feel this way, and not just the poetry, but me finally knowing myself in a certain way and understanding what it means to lose somebody, and how it doesn't only affect me. You can't always be selfish about loss, and that's something that I'm learning so much through my work and through people around me. So I appreciate the people around me who have given me so much love, but also reminded me that I am not the only person that lost somebody. And it is okay to hurt, but it is also okay to be empathetic for the people who also hurting while I'm hurting. So thank y'all for the love. And I'm gonna just get into these pieces. I haven't wrote poetry in a while. My grandma passed away a week ago, and I started writing poetry again a week ago. So all these poems are dedicated to my grandmother. I'm gonna call these Nana's collection. I probably got like 3 of them so far, but here's a couple of them off of it. This is called Missing You. And today I'm officially missing you. How am I alone again? I mean, my mom is here, and I'm asking her, like, Mom, how? I'm not just by myself, but a bit broken. Those false fables, Mom, I've been foul. Feeling like a burdened wasteland devoid of water, wildlife, and all the wonders that make the world worthwhile. Asking God out loud, like, how can I survive missing something so vital? Everyone else seems to be so basically with it. They on beat, but me, my vibes seem to be on idle. And I'm always extra high, so as I drift up to the clouds, instead it is nothing but mismade of memories of mass manipulation, convoluted conversations, and just more reasons to cry. And then all I hear is pain drops falling from my pen. And I stop. I stop because I no longer have the physical strength to move on without you. Almost every poem I be doing low key and high key be about you. So call it weak. I am now willing to say it hurts all of me. I am tired of those mountaintops alone, no price for loneliness. I am falling free. I'm drifting so far, I can't even climb. Kind of forget what I was looking for from the start. I'm stolen right before it became swollen. How in heaven did I let her leave with my heart? I mean, now I'm laying around wishing you was here, touching hella walls, so lost. I know it's kind of true. So if you're watching, or if you're listening, understand, I am officially missing you. This piece.
Thank you, already. That's great.
That's beautiful. That's outstanding.
This next poem is called My Black Brother. My brother's in prison now, and the hardest conversation I had was talking to him about my grandmother and him being in jail. I can't explain the depths of the conversation. I can't explain the weight of it, but it was a necessary conversation because for one of the first times in my life, I've realized how similar me and my brother are. Not that I didn't know we were alike, but the call made me see him like I've never seen him before. And yeah, it's called My Black Brother. I love my little brother. I mean, since a kid, we had matching vibes, y'all. I mean, we may not be just alike, but for each other, we would always ride, y'all. And I agree that no matter how other people saw us, we would always see us. He was my Dragon Ball brother. Only saw our best forms when we fused. Was always Goku when he was Vegeta. Somehow, our powers got over 9,000, and we forgot that we were the only ones that could free us. He would say stuff that affected me, and I'd attack back like, ew, your dark skin. African booty scratcher, you got that off skin. That bugs on you can't even spray off skin. Why it look rough like that? That not so soft skin. That purple and black in the dark, you always get lost skin. He attacked back like, ew, boy. Look at your light skin. We all talk about you when you're not around. That's that not right skin. That's soft and look at your fists. You can't fight skin. That boy, your yellow ass, kind of shine at night skin. Now look at you, blending in with those crackers over there. You got that old white skin. Y'all, we had a slave's mentality so young at age, we started to fade reality in my mom's house. So in a way, we started out behind. Me and my poverty-porn sibling, we were fucked up off the rip, off of shadows that invaded our minds from behind. I mean, a bit hereditary, and the same thing, it kind of affected my mom. I got praised more for my troubles and the shit I stirred up than being a strong black man. So why were they confused when I chose the bullshit every time? I think about the people who I looked up to and the directions they pointed at me to climb. I'm thinking, yo, why do they want us to fight so much? I mean, that's my brother. They don't get it. We are like so much. I mean, pain so sharp, it actually got strange. So many arguments and altercations between us, we forgot it was the same. Through all of the pain and all of the rain, it started affecting our chi, our chakras. Power levels got strange. I wish I had the same thing that the Flash had at Barry Allen. Can we go back and tap a few things to change? I mean, thoughts consistently in a rage, feeling like most of the time, those conversations are why I let my brother end up in a fucking cage. Now I'm sitting on the phone mourning my lost granny. Jail calls and tears are the only thing running back. Our loves and lives were the same. The only difference is God's presence and a lack of a dad, freedom, and people who could see him. My brother calling himself a supervillain for his feelings and how we act. And I wish I could grab him through the phone and let him know we will forever be superheroes. Just make sure God color our powers in black. What's my piece?
Oh, come on, Pen. Y'all show some love to Artie Fox, please.
Artie,
Wow.
just
Wow.
breathtaking.
Yes, you can feel the introspection and the pain and the frustration and everything and the way you just put it out there, man. It's perfect, beautiful, beautiful the way you do that.
Your
Wow.
stuff is unfreaking real, man. It's amazing.
The rawness too, the rawness. I love the rawness too.
Yeah, the first piece was so beautiful and reconnecting with that whole of losing someone so dear to you. So that was a powerful piece. The second one was even as powerful because it showed that you know how those differences so near can be so far. You know what I mean? And how it can destroy a household at the same time. Yeah, and I come from a big family. Like I have, you know, not to make this about me, but I have 5 brothers. So I know that that thing about being different, and you know the way we tease each other, how that actually played on our psyche as we grew into who we are today. So yeah, those hots, because I have a brother that's locked up as well, and I know some of the emotional traumas that he went through. Now that we're adults and we can talk about it, so that really resonated with me, bro. I ain't gonna go too much deeper.
Nah, what you keep saying, you ain't gonna make it about you, bro. And I need you to make it about you. I don't like, bro. Listen, when I say it's people, is the stuff about you that makes me love you more, bro, and can vibe with you more. So make it about you. Everybody in this room, when y'all get on this mic, make it about it's your turn. It's our time. It's too many times as Black people, and not even forget the race. It's too many times as people we don't get to say the shit that makes us who we are, so we have no connections. We walk by each other, we have conversations, but we don't vibe. It's because we don't know each other. And you know why I don't know people? Because nobody feels comfortable with taking the spotlight and being who they are. So, bro, make it about you, brother. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. I wouldn't have got that cold that wouldn't let me in early to come here late if it wasn't about you, bro. So I'm not saying you be selfish with it, but please make it about you, bro. We need that. Because when I tell you, bro, there's nobody in this world who knows me like my brother know me. So regardless of all the stuff we went through, all the disconnects that we had, I'm actually grateful of those wars because when I got outside, there was nobody who could affect me because my brother hit so deep. He hit so deep that when I got outside, there was no light skin jokes or nothing that you could say to me that make me feel bad. All that was crazy. People thought that they could get over on me because my skin was so strong because of my brother. So a lot of the strength that I have came in those wars that made us more solid soldiers, but made us better brothers. So it might not work that way for everybody, but I'm blessed that God gave me the journey that he gave me because this journey made me who I am, bro. And I don't want to be nobody but the nigga you talking to right now, bro.
Word, 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 word,
Thank you,
word,
brothers.
word,
Thank
word,
you. And thank you
word.
for reminding me of that. You know, again, I try to respect every artist for their work, and I don't want to take away from nobody. So a lot of times when I do speak, I kind of shy, like it's a connection there, but I don't want to redirect the energy that was there. So thank you for allowing me to and reminding me that when it is my time to speak, that's exactly what I'm supposed to do. And I promise not to shy from that anymore. Thank you for that, bro.
Word, word, word.
Man, that's what's up. Yeah, y'all show some love to Artie Fox one more time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Artie, that was raw. It was dope, man.
Love you, Artie. I mean, for our TikTok family.
And I
My
hope you don't
Thank
mind
condolences.
me.
you, Artie. We love you.
Mad
Yes,
love. I love all y'all too, man. Mad love.
word.
That's what's up. I hope you don't mind me throwing this in there too, bro. Because I know it might have been overlooked with everything that's going on with Megas. We have been doing a lot of campaigning trying to aid that family, our family, and you know, everything that's going on with him as far as, you know, doctor bills as well as the spiritual support and stuff like that, right? But our brother Artie just lost his grandmother, like he just told you a week ago. And there is a GoFundMe out there. So please tap into that. If it's something that you can do, um, every bit helps. So let's make sure that we keeping each other lifted. During this hard
Actually,
time.
can I suggest, Artie? I don't know if you can actually put it on the comments, the link to your GoFundMe.
Oh yeah. I can do it, and thank you so much, A Witch. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I've been forgetting to mention it because when I come into spaces, all I'm thinking about is trying to get to a place of even being able to be me again. So thank you for being a friend to me because my family does appreciate anything that you could give. But to be honest, when I come in these spaces, man, I just want some love. Like I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I just want some love.
I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. I feel you.
And we got it for you, bro. You know we got it for you. You know what I'm saying? But again, you know, we just can't forget about each other, you know, in these times. So, you know, we've done it over and over again. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing for us to continue that energy because at some point it's gonna be reciprocated. You know, you know, I tend not to to bear that weight onto people when it comes to myself. And a lot of that I have to overcome. I don't know if it's a pride thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's a shame because I'm not afraid to be emotional and affectionate. So that is something that's humble in me. but I don't know, something about me just I've been taking on too much hardship on my own, trying to be strong at times when I can't always be strong. So I learned to be more open to the community when I need somebody to lift me up.
You know what, real quick, I feel you on that. And I think a lot of it's like, because we've gotten so conditioned as men to just know that our voices don't really matter. You know what I mean? And we've come to too many times realize that nobody gives a fuck. So why bother speaking? But in these spaces, we finally can find our voices, and we've come in contact with so many people that actually care. You know what I mean? Like, y'all care, you know? Like, that's why I write poetry, because people don't give a fuck, but my pen and paper do, you know?
Wow. Wow. Yeah, that's strong and painful at the same time. And we all have similar journeys, but I don't necessarily feel that people don't give a fuck. With me is sometimes they don't understand because I don't always let them in. So that's been my problem. My problem is tearing down my own walls because we all have demons. And I've done a lot of things that I'm not proud of in my youth. And sometimes I look at it like my adult aspect, my adult turnout has been the karma to what I've done in my past. And I've been writing more and more about it. Actually, me and Artie are putting in a show together that we'll be announcing in the next couple of weeks. And in that show, I will be revealing a bit more of me within my work, because I know generally when I speak, I've made my pen beyond myself. You know, I've taken the messages God gave me, and I look to how do I help a community, you know, and a lot of times my work just didn't come out in a selfish fashion, and I don't mean that in any way against anybody else's expression, but a lot of times I don't speak solely on my restraints, but I look at what's restraining us all as a whole, and that's where most of my work comes from. But again, I've been connecting more so with my trials and what got me to where I'm at today, and I've been finding the best way I can to express that with my pen. And I'm really, really excited about sharing these pieces with y'all. So be on the lookout for what me and Artie got coming. It's gonna be dope.
And Brent, I think that the conversations that we having right now is important because I think that as men, all flavors of men, bro, we all were built different, but all built in a way where we didn't think that we were heard right, and the world has changed so much. There's actually people out here now listening and can help us and can set us up to do a lot. And to be honest, it's been people, but we were so conditioned to not listen and not see what help looks like that it's just good to have these conversations, because sometimes it's not even about finding some new people. It's opening your eyes to the reality that you already have people around you. You just got to drop the walls that you got so they can come in. Because for myself, it wasn't so much of going to find no people, but me opening my eyes like, hold up, you already got these people. They're right here around you. Why you think they support you? Why you think they come around? You thought you was cool? You thought you were cute? No, these people love you, and really coming to those terms with it as men and ourselves, and really dropping. It's just easy to say this, but it's not easy to do. But really dropping all the walls, bro. Not I'm talking about restarting and realizing as a man I shouldn't have to live with anything blocking my emotions. Who told me to put these motherfucking walls up anyway? You know, that's all I'm saying. Y'all be great. I'm gonna shut up now.
Artie, hold up before you go. I just want to say thank you to the men in the room. You guys are amazing. You are all just incredible poets. You're all incredible people. I value every single one of you, your wisdom, your counsel, your words. So y'all know that you're loved, you know. Y'all are appreciated and loved.
Thank you for that. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Man. Well, let's keep this energy going, man. Y'all please keep that love going. Continue to love on each other. And know that every day you got a chance to be better. Every day you got a chance to do better, not just by yourself, but by others. So let's just continue to learn and continue to grow. And ain't no better than growing together. Yeah. So open up your hearts and your mics, please, and let's show some love to Whisper Poets.
Yes.
Let's go, Whisper.
Go Whisper.
So I have a piece that I've been working on. This is sort of a rough draft form. This is the chronicle of the trip that I took cross country back in January, and sort of the emotional things that I was working through as I took that drive. No one understood why I had to make that drive. When I told my dad I wanted to do it, he scrunched up his face and said dismissively, "Why?" I couldn't have told you the reasons before. I just knew it was a psychological imperative that transcended everyone's pejoratives, and I refused to wallow in my trauma anymore, because I knew there was something I could grasp that had the power to be magical and transformative for me. So I didn't know exactly why I had to make that drive. I just knew that I needed to stick that key in the switch and ride. I left in darkness with rain pouring down, F450 diesel and a 20-foot trailer loaded with precious cargo strapped 4 wheels all the way around. It wasn't exactly dangerous, but it wasn't a stroll in the park, and everyone said it was a sketchy way to start. Why don't you wait till morning? You hate bridges. Tunnels give you hives. You can't half back that trailer, and it's hard to see at night. I thought for a second about turning around to wait out the light, but I needed that Control-Alt-Delete. I needed a reboot of my life, and my spirit sang for the road. My gas foot was called by lead, so I swung up into the pilot seat of that rig and kept those pistons fed. Dad said keep it at 65 for optimal use of fuel. I jammed my foot in the floor and rolled 85 through SC, across Lake Hartwell into Georgia, breaking all the speed rules. I gritted my teeth through construction zones, bore down steely-eyed through lane redirection, held true to course and speed while cars careened around me in haphazard disconnection. 2,700 miles of road intimidation ahead, but I needed to clear out that system tray list that had been stuck on not responding. So I drove. I let the rain drown the negative equations in my head. I was on a mission to cleanse my heart and heal, to find the variables that net to zero sum, to ease the burn of love destroyed from the damage I had done. So I soldiered on in the darkness through that rain, wipers swishing like a metronome, mapping pain, knowing it was a strange beginning, but it was exactly as it was supposed to be. I just had to put my foot down in it and let that Ford tow me into out of strange into the light, so I could begin to free that inner me. By the Georgia line, I could feel the exfoliation begin. The universe was going to scrape me raw, and I knew I didn't know a damn thing except this purification would bring me a sort of personal shock and awe. Dawn rose to find me high up on the cab, shooting diesel down the throat of that 100-gallon beast. I fed that maw with oily blue-green and realized I was feeding it the way I had demanded you feed me. Bottomless, without quandary or qualm, I had sucked you dry, absorbing every molecule of love and energy you produced to give me, leaving you filled with anxiety and me petulant and shedding tears and asking you why couldn't you give me what I need, more of you, until I absorbed your being into mine and left you a ghostly image. And still I tried to receive anything you could give. I was a junkie and I drained you better than a vampire needs to feed. I thought about filling that tank, how it seemed endless to get the level to the top. Diesel was flowing out my arm so I could feed that tank the way you fed me and kept me from harm. I was bottomless. I could not get enough. I would have choked you out harder than poison ivy on oak. I would have sucked you into shroud from my overwhelming need. I was selfish and I was full of greed. The road freed my head of that scaffolding, and I saw my past in uncharted new ways. You needed to place me in a space that didn't threaten your regular life's rhythm. So you lied about most everything in order to create safe space for yourself to freely be given unto me. And I lied right back, desperate to keep you, desperate to stoke your desire, and fearing I wasn't enough to give you mother load, believing I could yield only the prize of frack. We were illusion, bursting like a party balloon, and out on the road I could see it clearly as the smoke resolved into sunlight and diesel fumes. In Alabama, I realized how I had given myself away to you. You seemed a willing recipient of my inadvisable gift. I reflected deeply on the rift my actions created with my husband and my child. It was dangerous to my sanity, but at the time I was convinced you hung the moon and wrapped it in a veil of stars in a midnight velvet sky. I was entranced by your lure. I took your label and made it my own unique brand of haute couture. But then you left me and I began to shrink. I lost myself in those clothes I made and punch bowled myself up to a place where I drowned my pain in drink while you slipped away on a sunny afternoon to the cawing of the crows. In Mississippi, it dawned on me that we both got what we needed for a time. And regardless of how dysfunctional it was, when it ended, my heart was empty from the bleeding. But then your space could not contain my aura. It refused to color inside the lines you laid down to fence in my vibe. And I loved you so much I didn't care you were choking me. They say turnabout is fair play, but it's a dangerous game to play Russian roulette with codependency. I was your dopamine and you were mine. Knowledge of self expanded as the miles dropped away behind. I finally saw it clearly. In Mississippi, it dawned on me, oh, wait a minute, hold on. I repeated there, sorry. In that brief space and time where we floated weightless upon the wireless world and exchanged kisses of liquid flame as close as the pixels allowed us to believe it. But that space, hold on, I'm sorry, y'all. And I begged you to never let them stop the fireworks that kept me enthralled because I wanted you to need me and I knew I needed you. And so I begged for another hit of you, my sweet dopamine. Crossed into Louisiana, still searching, recovering, and reconciling. The hum of the miles had me starting to question the false narrative my brain had been perpetuating, that you were the second coming of Christ, making me see Jesus every night, to speak in tongues. All that time I believed you were the one, and yet how many times did you leave me crying? I had convinced myself that your limitations were the city limits of my home country. And I love that home country cooking, but the recipes of your food culture couldn't feed my soul. I needed soul food to stick to my ribs, like red beans and rice with crawfish heads, suck the juice and throw away. Is that why you left me? The reason you didn't stay? You could have been a winner with me as your chicken dinner, but you ran. And 5 years later, I was still trying to understand what made you run from me. I needed to see. I rolled into Texas on a broken road. Dreams and pavement and everything in between. 1,200 miles down, I was halfway to find when I finally saw the truth that I'd just been bedazzling the casket I chose to bury myself and my hurt. You killed us when you walked away, yanked the life support and said goodbye, left me for the doctors to sing my dirge. Hell, even the doctors you kicked to the curb. I was flattened, just unable to grasp or cope. It wasn't over for me, even though I was buried dead from your undertakings and your sorcerer's alchemy. The contagion of your nonchalance spread and turned my being gray, like my hair. I was monochrome and without any sun rays to warm, no longer oxygenated, only asphyxiated, because you generated no sympathy within your heart. You drove away with me stuffed into a hearse, only to shove me into a room with black walls that spoke to me in poetic verse. And suddenly I can picture the entire scene. We had been friends who fell in love with dopamine. And that was the revelation I needed to extract from my cross-country trip. I had destroyed my marriage for smoke, mirrors, and a 2-for-1 special on brain chemicals, immersed in shaved ice with color added in the form of purple-colored sweet. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Poem.
Come on,
And,
Whisper.
and I
I
have,
love how your storytelling is so captivating.
thank you. That was rough. Different verses mixed around, so I'm still working on it. But thank you for the space to read that. You know, it helps to read a little bit in draft form. I do have one more I would like to read. When I visited my cousin in New York, he's always been like my brother, and we had such a good time just hanging out that first night. And we went to a Mexican restaurant and had some margaritas and Mexican food. And it was just really lovely to spend that time with him. So I wrote a little short one. This is called Cashmere and Tequila. My head is pounding, head pounding, this pounding in my head. A penny for thoughts and a pound of cure is too little too late because I don't measure in ounces anymore. Don't offer me a penny when my thoughts burn like this. Pay me a quarter and I'll blow my nose instead because I'm a little stuffy in this apartment dry air. You marinated in my snoring and I slept like the dead on your couch comb 72nd Street bed where cool white walls ease my eyes into sunshine. I need to rise and shine and pound the pavement, but my head, thank God for that painting to blanket the staccato hammer's effect from that cafe of concessions. One more glass of that Jalisco lemonade, that truth serum we imbibed. The evening, a cool velvet. It lay gently upon us as we strolled and laughed like a shawl made of angel's breath. And I will always remember the tequila and cashmere of last night. Poem. Thank you.
That was beautiful, Whisper.
Thank you.
Beautiful imagery.
They were both beautiful. I love your storytelling ability. Always so good.
Thank you, Marty. I appreciate it.
Thank you. And that's my cousin on the bike.
That's your cut that in the picture.
Hey, I'm thinking, what bike? I'm like, wait a minute, what bike is he? What? Wait, did I miss something? Did she have a bike in the poem? Was I not listening?
I'm like, what is he talking about?
She in New York. That's my cousin. We all cousins in New York. That's my cousin on the bike in the picture.
I was so silly, like that evening, that was Saturday evening when, the sun was going down and I went out to take pictures and I'm like, walked out in the middle of the street and I'm in New York City and I'm in the middle of the street. It's silly.
They will run you over, so don't stand there too long. Listen, that traffic is something different in New York. I used to do some dangerous stuff myself back then. I had a buddy of mine that used to get his mom's car when we was younger. And you know how you see people in the movies riding on the top of the car with their hands on both sides where the windows are, feet swinging in the back. I mean, that was me doing 90 down the block, just living my best life with the wind in my hair. Crazy stuff that I survived.
I want y'all to know that Friday night, we went to the gay bar and we had a time and I wanted to do poetry so bad. I would not leave those boys alone. I was like, y'all, let me read you a poem. I was reading poetry to the bartender. My cousin was sitting there trying to make out with some dude. I'm like, no, y'all, wait, let me read you a poem.
Wow.
Because I'm used to having my fix, right, of the open mics, and I was up there doing that instead.
Wow. I don't know if I was ready for that. Who's that? Who's trying to talk? Who is that?
That's Erica, I think. Did you say
I
something?
said only Whisper would do something like this. For real.
Right.
Don't care.
Hey, look, don't kiss. Listen to this poem.
I have no shame when it comes to poetry. I'll pester anybody.
We ain't mad at you. Not at all. Y'all show some love for Whisper Poet one more time, please.
Come on, Whisper. Yay, Whisper.
Good work,
Right,
Whisper. Good work.
Whisper.
Oh, and I do want to say one last thing. So this coming Tuesday is the reunion show, the 6 months reunion show of the Heart of the Artist. And we're hoping to have everybody who has been a guest in these first 6 months in the room. So it should be 26 ladies with Catalyst and myself. And it should just be some beautiful chaos up in there. So I hope y'all will try to tune into that. And Mama Betty and Escape Artist and Gifted, I hope y'all have that in your calendars and that you can be there. It should be a little bit of fun.
Hey, before I go, I just want to say thank you. I don't know who did it because it says anonymous, but I don't know who added to the GoFundMe, but I really appreciate y'all so much. I'm not sure who did it. It doesn't even matter. I just appreciate everybody in this space so much. Thank y'all so much. I don't want to make this about me, but thank y'all so much.
Man, we love you, brother. Believe that. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of this family.
Artie, I hope you're not leaving. Are you leaving now?
Wait, leaving? No, am I getting kicked out? Wait a minute. I don't want to leave. I mean, I don't want to leave.
No, goodness, that was funny. Let's keep that energy going for real. Y'all please open up your hearts and your minds and show some love for this amazing artist. She's just brilliant and humble and so experienced. She has messages for us all, man. Y'all please listen deeply. Open up your hearts and your mics and show some love to Mama Betty.
Mama Betty.
Come on.
I love Mama Betty.
Yeah. Come on, Mama Betty.
Love you. One
Love
love.
you too. One love. Before I read this poem, and I'm only going to read one poem, and that's why I want Artie to stay here too, because that poem is for our elders, which I have become one of. Now, I don't like this too close. How important, Mr. Wish, can I see you? Come on, get live with Nemo. Let me see you. I don't see that picture. Yeah. Anyway, how important these platforms are. I was invited September 27, 2023, to read at an open mic at this bookstore in San Francisco, California called Medicine for Nightmares. There I read 4 or 5 poems. After reading my poem, this young Chicano brother, young man, I could say son because he was about 27, 28 in there somewhere. He said, Miss Betty, I said, yeah. He said, I just want to tell you, I was so moved by your poems. I said, oh, Asante Sana, do you write? He said, yes. And from that moment, we talked for a couple of hours. Nopel invited me to this affair. So we talked a couple of hours after the fact. And we became IG friends from that moment to today. So yesterday, I looked at his page and I saw a letter, a chat. And I said, wait. Is this a suicide note? Is he writing this a suicide note? And then I saw other people say, where are you? Hit me up. So I called him via IG Messenger. I DM him. I say, please call. And so maybe 50 minutes, hour later, I get a call from him. And he says, I was going to commit suicide. I was going to jump over the Golden Gate Bridge. But what stopped me, Miss Betty, is this guy stopped by and he said, don't do that. And so I told him how important he was to me, how I loved him the very night, September 27, 2023, that I loved him from that moment to now, and how important he is, and how important his words are, and how important he is. And no matter the grief, we all have grief. I said, let me just share with you. He said, I am ashamed, I'm embarrassed, and I am ashamed. I said, don't be embarrassed and don't be ashamed. Let me just share with you that I almost fell out the window, followed my daughter out the window, holding her legs to stop her from committing suicide, okay? So I say, so don't be embarrassed. So I said, I need your personal phone number. I'm going to give you mine. So he sent me his phone number, and I sent him mine. And I saw that today on his page, because I went back to his page, I said, hi, folks. I spoke to the Godfather, is what he called himself. I said, please, love, send him love, send him love, send him love. No judgment, please. No judgment, please. And so he spoke on his own page and he said, thank you, I'm here, and love. So these platforms are so, so important. You may not ever meet these folks in life, but I happen to meet this young man in life, a young Chicano, a young indigenous person, as we all are indigenous of this earth. We're all one people. We're all one people. We're all one people, just like the flowers and the earth, different colors, different fragrances. We're all one people. The fragrance from wherever you come from, wherever you are, we're all original people. We're all original people. I just want to share that with you. So I just need to share that with you. And I got a call saying, that's a great thing. No, that wasn't a great thing I did. That was what I was supposed to do. That's what we are all supposed to do. We are all supposed to do. Find out, be detectives. And I was a detective. I didn't have any information about who his kinfolk are. I just determined to find out. So I said, fuck this shit, excuse me. I'm gonna call homeboy DM messenger. I'm gonna take a chance. Excuse my language, I cuss y'all. I'm an usher, yeah, I cuss. Anyway, so he did. So that's how I want to share with you how important we all are to each other. Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am. All right. So I'm gonna share this poem. You guys probably heard it before. I see, Artie, this is for the loss of your grandmother. I saw your posting on your loss of your grandmother. So this is for her. Artie, let me see your face. Artie, can I see your face? Mr. Rich, tell him to let me see his face. Right there. This is me, Artie. I'll put my glasses back on. It's hot as hell here in Bakersfield. Shit, I'm sweating my ass off. Here we go. I see creatures invisible in Sunday morning faces. Allahu, Allahu Akbar, and Hallelujah too. Very close, threatening veins, attempting a coup d'etat of a stalwart foundation built in antiquity of fortified fortitude. I know those knees kneeling at overpopulated altars of dreams, hopes, and desires, refilling incense cups with water, burning candles careful not to cause a fire. We should be so grateful for swollen feet, overwhelmed by not so comfortable shoes, hands, fingers bent in straight finger gloves. Ever so thankful for seemingly unappreciative sacrifices going about a day, your day, every day, quietly. Burdens you stole behind bright eyes at dawn, bloodshot at noon. A moment free only, momentarily to enjoy a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, a childless feat, ongoing. Your life, a celebration, a refusal to succumb to defeat. I know you. I love you. Because of you, my souls are not tired. They rest on harps of Alice, Coltrane, butterflies, fluttering rings, applauding you. One love. That's that poem.
That was beautiful. That was a beautiful poem.
Absolutely.
Beautiful poem, Mama Patty.
All of it. Thank you for being who you are and where you're supposed to be. Words can't express how important you are, you know. And it's the deeds that define you, you know. It's what you do with this life that keeps you forever, you know. And you know, when we do things that out of genuity, we don't look for the praise, but praise is due when God uses you to save someone's life. And we don't know how we save someone's lives until we actually do, or until they express that with us, that you helped me. So I'm just gonna say this: you are so loved and so necessary and appreciated, Mama Betty. I love you, bigger than my arms can open up, and I just thank you for continuing to show up and stand up in every position God designed you to be in.
But if you love me so deeply, you love me so much, can you do a New York fire hydrant over here in my son's garage? I need that water.
If God grant me to do that, it will be done. Oh man, that's so
Hi,
awesome.
Gifted.
Y'all please show some love for Mama Betty, please.
Mama Betty,
Love you. Love you.
Yeah,
you are
yeah.
such a source
Love
of
you, Mama
love.
Betty.
Bill, you're so awesome. You're so awesome.
So much real love. So much
Yeah.
real love. I appreciate that.
That's what's up. Did we get everybody? Is there anyone in the room who hasn't shared who would like to share tonight? Now's the time.
I guess I'll try.
There's no trying with you. Stop that. Be
Ah,
who you are and do it the way you designed to do it. Y'all
that's the
please.
thing.
Let me introduce you. Stop it. Stop it. We ain't making no excuses. We gonna be you amongst family, so it's unnecessary, you know. But y'all please open up your hearts and your mics and welcome this beautiful young lady to the stage. The amazing Brooklyn in the house, Miss Erica
Yes.
Floyd.
Come on, Brooklyn.
Let's
Brooklyn
roll that.
in the
Oh,
house.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I was being a bit silly when I wrote this. I'm not sure how it's going to sound. I was just doing an exercise basically because I felt like I needed to write something. I may just read part of it. Early this Wednesday morning, sunlight came through my window. There was no time to sleep. It spoke to me. The day is ready to greet. Fed up with this old rat race. Creditors all in my space. Toll for the things we need. We must concede. We must make these ends meet. Employment. Don't you know we need this employment? Homelessness will not bring enjoyment. We got to survive. Ooh, 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 ooh. I am not going to read the rest of it. Let me try to get something else here. This is going to be, I'm going to go back to an old piece. Let me see if I can find it. I would read it I would recite it without reading it, but I want to make sure I don't forget my words. Recently, in a way, I'm in misery, bidding farewell to being free. Seeing as to how it's going to be, who'd have thought you were my cup of tea? But now it's plain to see that you are my destiny. So I decided to stop fighting me on why I simply choose to invest my time in you. Good looks are fine, but I'm hooked to how your mind, not just how we intertwine, but on the mental as well as the spiritual. I must say, that is foreplay that will go on forever and a day when looks fade away. Your attentiveness is bliss. No beats have you skipped or missed, and the way you kiss, I can't dismiss your skills in this. Your voice should have a condom, because without one, babies will bloom in my womb. Your words flow richly, conveying wisdom, like a ruler in his kingdom. The timbre of it turns me on, and then some. And let's not forget admiration for taking ownership of your errors, and judgment is key. Exemplifies true signs of maturity. That in itself gives me hope for longevity, showing growth and the possibility of you and me as it should be. So finally, perhaps I'm not necessarily in misery, but maybe fear of how happy I am now or could be, but consciously aware not to lay the responsibility of my happiness at your feet, but remembering my happiness begins and ends with me. Poem.
Yes, girl.
Wow.
Thank you.
That beautiful, beautiful poem.
For real. For real.
That first one really resonated because I know I don't be wanting to wake up in the morning, and I actually wake up when the moon is still shining.
Oh God.
Don't laugh.
Oh my God. No,
Yeah,
I know.
yeah,
Oh Jesus.
the moon still be shining, you know. I appreciate it though. One thing I will say is that once I get myself out the door, which is the hardest part, and I get my day going, um, I speak to the trees and I speak to the birds on my way to work. Every morning there's birds awaiting me, and yeah, something about life outside has always drawn me, even as even in my youthful age. Like I like I like to communicate with nature. So yeah, the hardest part is getting up and getting and going. But once you out, you know, it, it's the day is set ahead of you. You know what I mean? But yeah, I know that feeling of not wanting to wake up, uh, not wanting to get up and actually jumpstart, knowing that you making somebody else's dreams come true.
That
And I
part.
think that's the hardest part with having a job or taking a job, is knowing that in your doing so, you're putting your vision aside to help someone else's dream come to fruition. Um, but we have to remember to go back and work on ourselves, because though we all need help, even a job needs help, even a business needs help. Um, we can't forget that the most we can do is pour into our own glass.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, one thing I really appreciate about your poems, Erica, I feel like there are a lot of people who do poems about self-empowerment, but I feel like you're the only one I know who does poems that involve personal responsibility. And I love that.
Thank you. It's all about owning some things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to be mature. That's supposed to be the mature thing to do is own. Own your stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I love it. I love it. Y'all show some love for Erica Floyd, Brooklyn in the house one more time.
Yeah.
Good in the
Yeah.
house. Always killing it.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
$1 million voice, $1 million voice.
All right.
Thank
As I
you.
go across the room, is there anyone else who hasn't shared tonight who would like to share before we close out? Okay.
I just wanted to say thank you, Mr. Witz and Gifted for hosting. Shall be back.
Thank you so much. It's a low. Love you, brother. Keep doing what you do, man. Your work is much needed in the community, man. And let others know about what you're doing on your platform as well before I step up. I'll close us out.
Yeah, thank you. So yeah,
Mm.
I actually invited some poets to do some poetry for my segment, which is Theoria Radio. For those that don't know, Theoria Radio is an app, sort of like TikTok or Instagram or any other. More like Spotify. Basically, what we do is we highlight independent artists, also poets, because I have a segment for poetry that comes on every Friday. So yeah, I'll be inviting you guys to another Zoom meeting, and I would actually like to highlight, this particular group because you guys are all amazing. I always come here, I feel welcome. But yeah, the app is it's called Theoria Radio. I'm gonna type it in the comments, so if you guys wanna download the app, it's free to download. And check out the poetry on Friday and the music.
Thank you. It's a low. Love you, brother, and we appreciate the invite. Tap in with me, man. We can see how we can try to put that together.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
We'll talk.
Okay. Awesome. All right. I just wanted to say I love you all. I thank you all for being here. Thank you all for being naked and exposing. Well, I don't even want to say exposing, but I'll say representing your true self when you come into this space. And let's continue to keep each other lifted beyond these screens. I think it's so important that we make those interactions. Like Mama Betty said, you never know when you're going to save somebody's life just by reaching out to them. Yeah. So let's make sure that we never forget each other. And when you don't see someone, is when you should be worried.
Mr. Witz, can I share one more quick thing, please?
Yes.
Some of y'all may have heard me talk about different interactions that I've had with people recently who are living in homelessness. And so I have come up with a project that I'm going to be working on. Catalyst is going to partner with me on it. I know y'all have seen her amazingly beautiful graphics that she creates. And so we're going to do a small book, kind of like a little, like a little square book with her graphics and micro poems of uplifting messages, and for the purpose of handing them out to people who are living in homelessness as a way of inspiring them, to keep their chin up and just, keep doing your best every day. So if that is something that you are interested in contributing a poem to, please shoot me a DM over in Instagram, and we'll get you integrated into that.
Awesome. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Whisper. My brother was in here earlier, but he left. He had an idea of that nature as well, with not in the same fashion as yours, but also trying to pour into those who have been forgotten, stepped over, overlooked, however you want to call it. We got to remember that that can be you at some point in his life, especially dealing with this system and its designs, and how easy it is for us to become broken homes, because when we turn on each other is how we end up in these situations. Everybody has some family, because how do you get here?
I talked with a man last night. I don't know if I told y'all about it, but about 3 weeks ago, I went to dinner with friends, and afterwards I went and sat down. We were sitting in this courtyard, and this man walked by and he asked if anybody had $5. And friends that I was with were like, "Oh, no, man, we don't have any money." And I was like, "Hey, I got you, man. Come here." So he came over, and I said, "Here." I gave him some money, and he turned around to go, and I said, "Hold on, I just want to share something with you." I said, "We're all divine and we're all connected. So just, try to keep love and light in your heart." And he just kind of stopped for a minute, and it was like his whole body changed. Like he went from that sort of slump that you see people, who are living in homelessness, as they're walking, they had that like a slumped look. And it's like just this transformation came over, and he looked at me, and I could see him, like the person he was, in his eyes. And he introduced himself to me. He said, "My name is Rod." And I said, "It's nice to meet you, Rod. My name is Brandy." And then, he went on his way. Well, last night I was out in that same spot again. I had met a different friend for dinner, and we were sitting there, and he came up, and I said, "Hey," I said, "I remember you. We talked a couple weeks ago. Do you remember me?" And he said, "Yeah, I remember you." And we were talking and just had like a really great conversation. And he was talking about how he's really struggling with depression. And I mean, he's living out on the streets. He doesn't have insurance to go see a psychiatrist and get, depression meds. And I know there probably are some resources that would help him, but it just occurred to me, having that conversation with him, how incredibly difficult that situation has got to be, I know everybody's out there doing the best they can every day, just trying to meet the challenges however they can. So it was very humbling to have that conversation.
Thank you, Wisdom. Thank you. And keep doing that duty. Keep doing that. That's what God put you in these positions for. And it's the times that you ignore your duties is when you pushing yourself away from God. So yeah, keep doing that. Much love to you. We're gonna shut it down. I want to say you all again, thank you for coming. As you all know, I gotta get up when it's dark. I gotta get up before the sun do. So love y'all.
Love you too.
Oh, man, love y'all.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Love
you.
everyone.
Indeed, and until
Love
next
you all
week,
too.
or
Thank
till
you.
the next platform is what
Love you
I'll
all,
say.
fam. Love
I'll
you.
see y'all on these social media streets.
Hey,
All right then.
Y'all have
Kind
a good
sir.
day. You can find me.
hey.
Kind sir.
Good to see you, sir.
Brooke, y'all have a good day, man. Y'all did awesome.
Too.
Thank you,
Thank
man.
you, brother. Appreciate you being here.
Have a great day, man.
All right.
You too. Thank you. Hey, Miss Betty. Good night. Good night, everyone. Good night,